Hey everyone, it's Jeff. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, I'm doing my breakdown of the Golden State Warriors for the upcoming season. And you'll notice I'm giving every single NBA team their own video now. It's just, I don't know. I thought it'd be better. I can go into more detail, right? And I'm trying out like a more casual, no cut style. So hopefully you guys get more information and I can spend less time editing and doing other work. But yeah, so the Warriors. Last season they finished 39 and 33, and in a full 82 game season, that's on pace for 44 wins. Obviously, next season, you're getting back Klay Thompson, so hopefully with Klay fully healthy, Warriors win more games, right? Some interesting stats. Last year, the Warriors, 5th on defense and 20th on offense. Historically, Golden State, they've always been pretty good on defense. Back with like Steph, Draymond, Klay, that core before Kevin Durant, they're a lead on defense. With Kevin Durant, they're still a lead on defense, and that's been crucial for them to winning a lot of games, right? And to be honest, I was actually kind of surprised they were so good last season just because Draymond Green, we've seen him kind of like taper off in defensive production each of the last three seasons back in 2018, 2019, and then 2020. But last year really had a resurgence, made all defense again, right? And if that continues into next season, I don't see why Golden State won't be another great at defense again, right? Finish top 10 at the very least. Now, the real problem was offense last year for Golden State. They're very inconsistent, finished 20th, right? Obviously, no fault to Steph. Like, yeah, he had some bad games, but not everyone's perfect. And it was mostly, I think, the biggest problem was you had some new guys like Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, and James Wiseman, and they're very used to more simplified, less structured offenses compared to Golden State's more like quick decisions, a lot of like quick thinking moves, right? Whereas Wiseman came straight from high school pretty much because he didn't really play in college. Back in high school, the game script was just pass the ball to Wiseman and let him go to work, right? Now he's in the NBA and he has to set screens, he has to cut to the basket, he has to be in the right place at the right time. It's quite a jump for a young player, right? And even with Andrew Wiggins, he used to play with the Timberwolves, and back with the Timberwolves, it was just him isolating. He didn't have to pass the ball or move off ball or do anything like that. He didn't have to worry about creating shots for his teammates, and once again, just a very simplified offense. Kelly Oubre, very similar. Back with the Wizards, even with John Wall and Bradley Beal, that offense was pretty much just pick and roll, and then Kelly Oubre sits in the corner, Kelly Oubre goes in backdoor cut. That was it, right? There were no multiple reads and I guess more like quote unquote high basketball IQ decisions. And so when you add all of these players to a team, and I know Wiggins was traded midway through like 2020, but Steph wasn't there, just not the same team, right? When you add three new players who are all expected to play big minutes into a system like that, it's going to struggle. And Steve Kerr, you can definitely kind of blame him as well because I think he should have also simplified his offense when he realized, okay, these guys, they need more time to adjust. But it's kind of like I heard this podcaster, I forgot who, I think it was like Mark Stein or something. He said these were players who are used to doing algebra and Steve Kerr was asking him to do calculus. And obviously, these players, they're smart. They can learn how to do calculus, right? Eventually, I bet that all three of them would have learned how to play within that offense. But Steve Kerr, he had to kind of, I don't want to say dumb down the offense, but he had to take away less of like the details and complexities of it, I guess. And, maybe Kelly Oubre doesn't have to set a screen and then cut to the basket and then set another screen, right? And then pop out for a three-pointer and then pass the ball down to like Steph Curry for a cut. Like maybe less of that and just telling Oubre to just set a screen, cut to the basket. If it's not there, just like get out of the way, right? That's what he's used to doing. And now I do think Wiggins picked up the offense a bit better towards the end of the season compared to Oubre and Wiseman. He did have half a season of a head start after all. And I think Steve Kerr kind of figured out this thing where when Steph Curry and Draymond Green were on the bench, he just put Wiggins in and just had him go to work, right? And just kind of be like an average offense. And it was okay for Wiggins to take quote unquote bad shots because you just want the offense to stay afloat in those situations in which Steph and Draymond are resting. And whereas for Wiggins and not Wiggins, Oubre and Wiseman, they never really picked it up that well. That's the reason why Oubre is no longer with the Warriors. He was really inefficient because half the time on offense, it was very obvious. He did not know where he was supposed to be, and he did not know what he was supposed to be doing. Very energetic, still very talented, but Golden State just not the right fit for him. James Wiseman, also the reason why he was kind of in trade rumors this offseason, I think, for Ben Simmons and Pascal Siakam. Golden State did add two rookies this offseason, which, to be honest, might have the same problem as Wiseman did from last year. At least Jonathan Kuminga might have that. Moses Moody, I think, is very plug and play. I think Kuminga probably outplayed Moody during the Summer League at least, but Moody is just so much more team friendly. He's used to playing with stars, right? Back in Montverde, played with like Cade Cunningham and a bunch of other high school stars. And back in college, shot very well off the catch, was a very good off-ball player, and just a very team friendly, plug and play type of guy. Whereas Kuminga, even during the Summer League, he had a negative assist to turnover ratio. I think it was like 3 turnovers to 2 assists. And Offensively, he shot below 40% from the field and below 30% from three. And to be honest, those things do not match Golden State's current, system, right? Like I've always said of the Warriors, if you can do three things, you're going to fit in well. The first is play defense. Second is shoot the three-pointer. And the third is just not be a dumbass. And with Kuminga, he's not exactly great at any of those three things yet. So while I do think that Kuminga is more talented than Moody and might end up being their franchise player within like 3 years, right? As rookies, I think Moody will be the better rookie and he'll actually play consistently and be like a 25-minute player, whereas Kuminga, he's going to have some great games where he scores like 25 points and then some bad games where he's pretty much just benched. Very similar to James Wiseman. As for Wiseman himself, to be honest, like I don't really know what his progression is going to be like. You're hoping he has a DeAndre Ayton type progression where in his second and third years, he starts to kind of just get smarter, right? Like I said before, all his life, all he has to do is just get the ball and score, right? Back in high school. Now he's in the NBA. He's being asked to set screens. He's being asked to actually like play smart defense and always be in the right position and be his team's offensive anchor and not be the star and do like a role player type of a role, right? And Wiseman, I don't blame him. He definitely struggled his rookie season. The question is, how fast can he catch up? And I don't know him personally, so I can't really speak to what I think is going to happen with him, but hopefully James Wiseman kind of learns how to do the little things first, right? Like setting screens and always giving full effort on defense and not, jumping on bad like pump fakes and just not fouling out. And hopefully as he picks up this more like smaller like things that don't show up in the box score, the Warriors also give him more like opportunities on offense. And that's definitely going to be interesting to see because Golden State, it's never been a really like center friendly offense. And it's friendly in the sense where the center never really has much responsibility. Like I said, all they have to do is just set screens and pretty much make layups, but it's not really tailored towards getting the center to ball a ton. And I'm definitely interested to see if Steve Kerr can actually kind of integrate Wiseman into a more scoring role on offense because he's never really had to do that before. Steph Curry, he's always going to be awesome. With him, you're never going to have like a totally bad offense. Just if you want to be elite, it's kind of like Steph Curry is kind of like an exponential equation in the sense where if you can actually just surround him with some smart basketball players who know what they're doing, your production is better than just adding these players together, right? It's kind of like a multiplication factor where now instead of being like a 2 times effect, it's like a 3 times effect, a 4 times effect. And that's exactly what happened back in 2016, 2015, where you surrounded Steph with these smart guys like Iguodala, who, thank God, is actually back with the Warriors now. I miss seeing him in that jersey, but Iguodala, Sean Livingston, right? These guys, they're not exactly like offensive superstars, but they're smart. And of course, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, who, to be honest, in their own right, they're not really like traditional superstars, right? Like Klay Thompson, he's kind of like a supercharged 3-and-D player. He's not going to create his own shot off the dribble. Draymond Green is not going to be a great like shooter and shot creator either. Well, back in 2016, he was a great shooter. But my point is, with Steph, you just put some smart basketball players next to him who know what they're doing, and he's going to succeed, and that offense is going to be elite. Defensively, they still have all the pieces to being great defense. Andrew Wiggins was very good last year, and while he's not quite elite yet, he's pretty much as close as you can get to being elite without being like consensus elite, right? He's on the borderline to being an all-NBA level player. Well, sorry, all-defense level player. Draymond Green, of course, hopefully he continues to stay in shape. I think between 2017 and 2020, one of the biggest reasons why Draymond Green kind of fell off a bit was he added a few pounds. And last year, though, looked very quick again, and hopefully he's going to be, in shape again next season and being an all-NBA level player again. With that said, I think the Warriors would be a high 40 win team, probably like 47, 48 wins. If Klay Thompson comes back in like January because it's New Year, right? And he's like elite right away, then sure, Warriors probably win like 52, 53 games bare minimum, but I kind of doubt that. He's been out 2 seasons in a row now, right? And I think Klay Thompson, if you're a Warriors fan, you're just hoping that by the time it's the playoffs, he's going to look good. And that could very well be the reality with like modern technology, medicine, etc. And if Klay Thompson's going to be good in the playoffs, then the Warriors, yeah, they're a very serious contender. They don't have the same depth as they did back in like 2015, 2016, but they still have Steph, Klay, and Draymond, and depth doesn't matter quite as much in the playoffs unless people get hurt. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you think I missed anything or you have more questions, just comment down below and I'll definitely answer them. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.